Hello, my name is Chelsea Puntillo, and I'm an English major at St. John Fisher College. My Pachachka is about the local Rochester coffee shop, Java's. Java's Cafe has 5 locations around Rochester, but I am focusing on the one located in the city on 16 Gibbs Street, a street which is located right off of East Avenue. I'll give you a bit of history. Java's was established in 1992, and they take pride in their coffee beans being hand-picked from farmers and also being organic. They also use real ingredients, not powders or mixes like most coffee shops. They say their goal is to create an awesome place to relax, converse, or find inspiration. Java's is always packed, and what fascinated me most was that people always seemed to be conversing and socializing, even though it attracted many different types of people both in age and personality. People weren't just sitting silently by themselves on their computers. My project was to find out why this was, and maybe what Java's had to do with it, or was it just the people that attended there? This is a rough layout of Java's that I made in InDesign. In the upper right-hand corner and on the bottom right-hand corner, there are 2 long tables. In the upper left-hand corner, there is a booth area with round tables. The smaller tables are located in the 2 sections on the left and right and are very close together. In a separate room, there are 3 very small tables and 2 comfy couch areas. The stairs and the ATM are around the back. The bathroom is downstairs and there is no elevator, which is probably the most negative feature about Java's since it's not handicap accessible. However, this does give the place a fairly old-style look since the stairs are very steep and covered with artwork. Everything, including this, is closed in and claustrophobic at Java's. Next to the bathrooms, there are pool tables, so the downstairs also encourages social activity and interaction. If you don't want to sit and sip your coffee, you can come downstairs and play pool with your friends, while still observing the constantly rotating artwork. Everything about Java's is bold and striking, both solid color and bold artwork. The bathroom area is also bold and confusing, but also fairly unusual since you are faced with 3 doors. Like I said, confusing. The doors have pictures on them to tell you where to go, and fortunately, I chose the right one. However, one of the doors still remains a mystery. Now on to the round tables. The smaller round tables are very conducive to close conversations with 4 people or less, and turning the communication attention inward. Java's in this respect is unlike many coffee shops that have couches and chairs facing all different directions, often encouraging people to look outward from the conversation and the people they're with. This makes Java's different because people want to focus in and be a part of the conversation. Some of the round tables are tucked away into nooks and crannies, though they're very close together. This makes the setting a bit more personal. Here's my friend sitting across from me in one of those tucked away places, which, although close to the other seats, is somewhat separate since it's stuck between the windows, a cupboard, and yet another table. The 2 tables, the long ones, located on the right side of the store, are good for meetings, which is often what I see taking place there. These tables are slightly more separated from the other tables, and when you walk in the evenings, you often see people in a large group. Many times these people are in suits, conversing often with their laptops pulled out or papers scattered all over the table. There is also a booth-type area in the back left-hand side. This place is usually packed. The seats are cushiony and there is a lot of space to fit people without making it one giant table. People have room to talk and the setup is not as strict, so meetings do not go on here very often. The booth also extends to the other 2 walls beside it, covering 3 walls. In this back area, on a crowded night, it is difficult to get to, considering you have to walk through all of the tables full of people, and if you ever want to leave, it's nearly impossible. Yet, this is probably where the densest amount of people reside in the whole cafe. I have yet to understand why, but people seem to really like sitting in a booth. In the separated room, off to the right, it quiets down a lot because of the partially closed-in walls. The colors here are very different and the lighting is darker. There are only 3 small tables that seat 2 for an intimate and separate experience, something that people perhaps on a date might prefer. There is also very little artwork here, and the walls are very dark. There are 2 comfortable nooks tucked away that are never free, except for this one time where I could snap a photo without blatantly disturbing people. They are sort of couches made of stuffed coffee bags. This is the cushy experience of other coffee shops, but it is also quiet and separate. It is a place I often see people napping or doing their homework. For those rare few people that go to coffee shops and are not interested in socializing, there are plenty of distractions if the artwork didn't distract them enough already. One particular display table, in particular, consists of a wolf and some Asian shrines and symbols. I tried to figure out what this could possibly mean, as it was covered in an array of other things, but the workers couldn't answer me either. There's also plenty of free reading material, including the city, the open closet, and other smaller cards and papers along the windowsill, often advertising local clubs and events. Yet surprisingly, many of them seem untouched, and the displays only distract for a few minutes at most. People seem to prefer talking. When we were there, my friend and I noticed a lot of policemen hanging around Java's. Even one made his own drink behind the counter. He just got up, walked behind the counter, and started using the machines. I think this type of relaxed and familiar attitude from the police force helps to give this place a really homey, small-town feel. Even though it's in the city, there's a sense of safety and familiarity. Of course, regardless of how nice something can be for conversation and comfort, the food and drink still has to be good. However, Java's doesn't seem to need to worry. The coffee's hand-picked, the tea's loose-leaf, and the sandwiches are fresh. Also, their baked goods are delicious. I can say that from experience. I'm not a coffee drinker personally, but I've tried some of their fresh squeezed lemonade. Instead of getting sugar-filled Minute Maid, I got straight up lemon juice, so I ended up having to pour a lot of sugar in there anyway. I was intrigued by the thumbs up sign on my cup and thought that this captured the positive attitude that the Java's workers and customers seem to emulate. Java's hippie, happy atmosphere helps to encourage people to socialize rather than just plug in their headphones and down their coffee and get out of there. Even though people have their laptops out, it's not overwhelmingly 21st century. More so than other coffee places, Java makes you feel comfortable and at home.